who are your top 5 players to keep your eye on in the second half of the season?
Okay, so number 1, before we even get to number 5, number 6, he's honorable mention, Demar Derozan, just because I have a lot of Chicago love, my Chicago people out there. I want to see Demar Derozan have a chance to win the MVP. I don't feel like he gets enough respect, but he has to sustain and elevate his level of greatness over the last 20 games to close it out. So Double D, get it done for Chi City. All right, let's go to number 5.
Number 5.
If you don't know about the 6th pick in the 2021 draft to the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? You know that GM that LeBron James called the MVP, Sam Presti, because he found guys like Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Reggie Jackson, Serge Ibaka, the names go on and on and on. He found another one. And this kid, his name is Josh Giddy, who is an absolute beast, okay? Since Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went down, he's been averaging around 16, 9, and 7. But he's had 3 triple-doubles in the last 10 games. And did you see the performance he put on at the Garden? Yes, Madison Square Garden. They beat the Knicks. Key, my man dropped 28 points, 11 boards, and 12 dimes against the Knicks.
Yeah.
That's the kind of performance and the level of player Josh Giddy is. And the hair is so smooth when it gets pulled back like Steve Nash. That's all I'm saying. That's number 5.
Number 4.
Jayson Tatum. You mark this down. The Boston Celtics, for all the chaos, all the talk around, should Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, should we separate them, trade them because it's not going to work? Well, they made a move. They got Derek White. Okay, Brad Stevens, I see you. And Jayson Tatum's been going to work. You talk about a guy that last year missed all NBA. You know what that did to him, Max, missing all NBA? That would have earned him more than $30 million extra over the duration of his rookie scale extension.
Ouch.
So I'm just trying to let y'all know, Jayson Tatum, this is a team that can finish top 3 in the East. Right now they're making moves, and Jayson Tatum is the leader of this team along with Jaylen Brown. That's number 4.
Number 3.
Luca Doncic. Now, you talked about him dropping 15 pounds. One of the reasons why he came into training camp weighing 260 is because he took some time off from basketball after playing for the Slovenian Olympic team, okay? Over the last 10 games, my man's been averaging 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, shooting 49% from the field and 43% from the three-point line. That's right, Denzel. Stand up. Let the world know Luca Doncic is the real deal. And I'm just trying to tell you right now, he's my dark horse for MVP down the stretch. Mark that down. That's number 3.
Number 2.
James Harden. That's easy. We talked about this. Joel Embiid is having an MVP caliber year. He is putting buckets on people. Now, James Harden coming off the hamstring injury, forcing his way out of Brooklyn to a degree, even though the trade worked out for both sides. Will Joel Embiid lose a lot of that luster for being MVP, or will James Harden fit naturally into the way this team plays? Doc Rivers has his hands full because Joel Embiid likes the ball in his hands. He's an isolated player. James Harden likes the ball in his hands. He's an isolated player. But can these two coexist with the pieces around him? It's going to be so intriguing to pay attention to. Can James Harden elevate this team to win the East and to win an NBA championship? That's number 2.
Number 1.
I'm talking about the dude that hasn't played basketball over a year. That is the guy that in the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Atlanta Hawks chose not to shoot the rock. The guy that Doc Rivers at the post presser said, I'm not sure he could be the point guard of a championship caliber team. I'm talking about a guy that now is infused into the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie, who's going to play half the games, with Kevin Durant, who's coming off injury, with the likes of even picking up Goran Dragic, which is a major pickup for the Nets, with Seth Curry, with Patty Mills. They have all the pieces. But now we're going to ask Ben Simmons, who are you going to be? Down the stretch, Ben Simmons, are you going to be that guy that still chooses not to shoot the ball? Or are you going to be that badass, that defender, that guy that can push the pressure in transition, the guy that can be a playmaker and still take shots when he needs to take them? Oh, that's going to be one of the most intriguing things. And how is he going to fit in chemistry-wise, personality-wise with Kyrie and KD? That's the most interesting player for me to watch down the stretch.
Before we even move on, I'm shocked.
There's no need to move on. That's number 1.
I'm shocked at one glaring omission, in my opinion.
The Lakers?
Nope. In terms of players to watch in the second half.
Ooh.
And I want you to mark this down. Evan, you can mark it down. On the 23rd of February, I'm saying this now, your dark horse to win MVP is Luca Doncic, right?
Yep.
My dark horse to win Finals MVP is Ja Morant. He strikes me as the kind of guy, like Joe Burrow. I said this heading into the playoffs. Well, it's not Joe Burrow's time yet. He's ahead of schedule. I'm like, Joe Burrow ain't the type to think, I got to wait my turn. I think Ja, he reminds me of Joe Burrow that way. I think he thinks his time is now. I think they got a good, deep, talented team. I don't see any juggernaut in the NBA that would rule them out. And I got my eye on Ja.
By the way,
I got my eye on Ja.
I like that. I like that, Key, because the Grizzlies are 18-10 versus teams that are 500 or better in the league. So they've beaten the top-tier teams. It's not like their schedule is an easy schedule against the bottom-related teams in the league.
I was waiting for Max to say Westbrook was going to be top 5. No, I'm just saying.
That's another one. That's another one.
Is he going to change things around the second half of the season? All of a sudden, he becomes the Westbrook that they thought they were getting out west with the Lakers.
But, Key, here's the crazy thing, because all these reports and people are like, oh, yeah, and we're doing all these teasers for other shows, and it's like, yeah, coming up next on this show, they're going to break down the second half of the season. It's not the second half of the season, guys.
Last third.
Yeah, we're in the last quarter. We got barely 20 games left. We're talking about down the stretch. It is a sprint. We're getting ready for the playoffs.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Well, hold on. It was 50, how many games?
They're like 54 games in.
54.
54, like you got like 20-plus games up?
Yeah, so you got 28 games. It's a third. You got one-third of the season left.
Yeah, one-third, not halfway.
No.
It's a sprint,
fully
man.
a third, yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.